Here we are with another Calm Mama Confessions. And today I'm talking about messy kitchens. I'm also sharing a story about a time I almost died, as well as how Shrek is my life coach. And this is a conversation with Kristin Lafontaine. We have done a few of these already. She's such a fun person to talk to and just one of my dearest friends and my coach. And I just love her to pieces. So I think you're going to enjoy this conversation about messy kitchens. Hi, Kristin.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. Another snow day, but we're okay.
Which is kind of what we're going to talk about, right? It's just like the relentlessness, maybe, of parenting. I think of it that way. I think of it as relentlessness.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been to the beach and like swimming in the ocean, but then sometimes like the waves just like keep coming. Like sometimes that's how I feel, where like they won't stop. Like
That's so true. I had a time, I do stand-up paddleboarding, and I almost died. I like to say it that way, in the ocean. And it was because there was really huge waves. And my friend and I, when we went out to go out, like launch out, we had timed it, and it was like there was a 2-minute lull between a relentless set, and the set was like 15 minutes. So we had about 2 minutes to like get on our board, launch through until the set came back in. And then it was like, big waves, 6-foot waves for 15 minutes straight. So we were thinking, oh, it's fine. We'll go out. We'll time it when we go back. But that means you only have 2 minutes to get all the way back to the water before you get in the waves
Yeah.
and back to the shore. So my friend goes, okay, let's go back. I'm ready. And we look behind us, and we can see the waves are coming, but we're like, we have 2 minutes. So she goes, she's a little bit ahead of me. She hightails it, and she gets to shore, and I get halfway to shore, and I see the waves are coming behind me, and they're just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, and then I'm just in it. And then for 15 minutes, I just dove under. Like that's what you do with the waves, I just came up for a breath and then dove under, and came up for a breath and dove under, and came up for a breath and dove under for 15 minutes. And I was so tired. It was just like, I didn't know how many more times I could do it. This is so like motherhood. It's insane. And then, oh my God, I made such a bad decision because it stopped at 2 minutes. I'm not that far from shore. Like I could get in. My board's gone. Like
Yeah.
just like off. It landed. And I see my paddle, and I see it, and it's about to go over the wave, like bloop over the wave. And I'm willing it to not go back, to come towards me. And it's
Hmm.
like, $300 or something. And I was like, come this way. And it goes bloop to the other side. And so I decide to go get it. And then the set comes again.
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh.
15 more minutes, but this time I dive under, get up, grab my paddle, dive under, come up, grab my paddle for another. I was so tired. That feeling is exactly how I think motherhood feels, especially when you have little kids.
Yeah, totally. Except for you don't always know if it's going to be 15 minutes or like, you know what I mean? Like, or how much your break is going to be.
Yes, you can't time it. You can a
Hmm.
little bit. Like you're like, I think we underestimate how long things take in parenting because we forget
Yes.
that, like kids have to poo and stuff. Like whenever
Right.
you're when it's like their timing's not right. They're the paddle. Like they're like, come this way, please. Come this way. Oh my God. When the boys were little, this is what I was wanting to talk about was bedtime, particularly. And I would, even before this happened to me, I would have the thought, I'm going under, like before bedtime, like
I've had
6:30
that thought too.
or
Yes.
I'm going in. I don't
So
know, like
funny.
it's like a time warp when you put kids to bed. That's how
Yeah.
it felt to me. I just, here we go. Like,
Did you ever just sit in the hallway and
oh,
just wait for them to get up because you knew you'd just be like putting it back?
oh, for Jack in the Box? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Uh-huh.
you just spend hours in the hall for work, you
Well, I
know?
mean, I would train my children pretty early on not to jack in the box. Poor Lincoln. He tells me now that he knew he couldn't jack in the box, he couldn't get out of bed. And he was a night owl. He always has been, but I'm not. And Sawyer was up at 5 every morning
Oh my
for
gosh.
ever. And I was just cooked. Like by 8, I was done, and I would put Lincoln to bed. He was not tired. He would naturally sleep till 8 as a toddler, like every day. So one up
Wow.
at 5, one at 8. So that's a big difference in going to bed. But I
Oh
could not
yeah.
do it. And he would just have to lay there in the dark with this like little tinkly music to try to get him to go to bed. And he just said,
Oh.
I was like, that's so sad. Now I feel sad. But then I couldn't have been a good mom if he was around after whatever time it was, 8, 8:30, whatever.
Yeah, because you're like just catching your breath like in between waves. It's not like you can like be available
I'm
for
not just
anyone.
hanging out on the goddamn beach with
Yeah.
my
No, yeah,
4-year-old.
you're just like trying to survive.
Yeah. So this is what I was thinking about particularly. I was trying to figure out what the best way to share this story, but okay. A lot of women feel like they should go to sleep with a clean kitchen.
Hmm.
Like, and I've talked to thousands of women at this point, and so many can't relax and go to bed until they've cleaned the kitchen.
I had the same feeling in my heart and in my head that like I should clean up the kitchen after dinner, right? Like a good adult does that.
Right.
And although I don't know how it went with you, but I was by myself with little kids because Kevin was always at work and it would go dinner, bath, and bed. I found myself like immediately after dinner, I had to kind of like transition these people into the bath or into like pajamas. They didn't take a bath every night, but like getting them ready for bed. So it was like dinner,
Mhm.
hygiene, bed, but I call it dinner, bath, and bed. That's not go under, right? Like, here we go, I'm
Mhm.
going under, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting people in pajamas, you're getting people in, and you have 5 kids. I only had 2 kids. So felt like a lot to me. I don't know.
It's always a lot, no matter what.
No matter what, but like that's a lot of cats to like get it back into the
Mhm.
bag every night. If you have 5 cats, I had 2 cats, which is still really hard to get in a bag. Like,
Yes.
but you have a set of twins, so you're like, come cat, follow the other cat. Like hopefully
Right.
you're hoping they like follow each other. So anyhow, I would go up, put them to bed, do the whole thing, be a good mom, calm as much as I could, do the thing. And then I would come back to the kitchen and it would be messy.
Yeah.
It would be dirty. I would not have done, maybe I put food away, but I didn't stop and like clean up because they have 2 little cats. I gotta get them in the
Hmm.
bag, which is called bed.
Right.
And and then I would not do it. And then I would come down and I would just be like, I'm so tired. I can't. I just felt so tired. I think for me, when I was by myself, I didn't feel that much shame about it. Maybe with Kevin, I would feel a little bit ashamed of it that he would come home and like have this dirty kitchen. And sometimes I could be like really productive and get my shit together and like do it earlier. But there were a lot of nights when I couldn't. And I didn't even realize that it was a stressful thing until years later. My father-in-law was visiting and I realized that I had some shame about having a dirty kitchen when they would visit.
Hmm.
And I said to him, I said, when the boys were little after dinner, I couldn't come back down and clean up. I was so tired. I just needed to rest.
Yeah.
And but now that I can, because I can finish dinner and they can entertain themselves for a little bit of time between dinner and going to sleep. They go to bed a little bit later. They're a little bit more independent. And I said, so I clean up before. And
Mm.
now I find that it's a lot easier. And then he's a very stoic, quiet man. And he said, that makes a lot of sense.
That's a
And
really nice thing to say.
it was so nice. That makes a lot of sense. And I had so much forgiveness or like a healing for that little, like that early mom self that
Hmm.
couldn't do the dishes that night. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not super mean to myself, but I just felt like, what? not so much what was wrong with me. I didn't feel that way. I know a lot of people feel that way. I just felt like, oh, I wish I could get it together a little bit better or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
So much pressure, right? That we put on
Is.
ourselves, like to clean a kitchen. Like it's you're clean, your kitchen's clean now. Like it doesn't
Right. It's not like I forever
matter.
never cleaned it.
Yeah.
Or
But
also, I don't give a shit if anybody listening's kitchen is dirty. We're not here to
yeah.
say there's a standard. I think if someone thinks that it should be clean every night, like there was this woman when I was like a young mom, a young wife. I don't remember what her name was, but she was like an early influencer for like mom world because this was before
Mm.
Instagram or any of these like influencers. God, I have to remember. I have to ask my friend Lilia who it was. But anyway, she would like say you have to have like your clean kitchen, like your sink needs to be clean. And it was like a whole thing, and it was like that's how you know your life is put together. Or she used it
Yeah.
as a metaphor or meaning, this woman. And then my
Mhm.
friend was like, oh, I'm gonna do this clean sparkly kitchen or whatever, sink or something. I don't know what it was called. So it's like we have this thought, yeah, that we're supposed to look a certain way, have our house look a certain way, have our kids look a certain way. And then when you can't do it, especially, and that's why I want to talk to you about it, because especially when you have little kids.
Yeah. It is so intense. It's like do the dishes while you're like that you in the waves. In between the
Right.
waves. Like,
Yeah. You're
what?
about to
Why would you
drown.
ever ask somebody, like, think that that's even possible? You're just like, you're trying to survive to get to shore. That's it. And like,
Mhm.
you're basically trying to keep kids alive and loved and yourself alive and loved enough. Like, dishes are just so low on the priority list, but we put it up at the top
We
when
make it mean a
someone,
lot about like whether we've got
yeah.
it together or not.
Yeah, like this getting it together. I used to think I'm such a hot mess mom, but like I was wrangling five little tiny kids
Yeah,
and then
because we
trying to,
should say how close in age they are.
yeah, 5 and 5 years. My
5 and 5 years. Just
yeah,
anybody can just, yeah, they're all real close in age. You can have 5 children under 5 years old. This is crazy pants.
it is. It was crazy pants. And then, but I
Hmm.
did think I should have the kitchen clean and I should have, that means my life's together. I've got it figured out. And as
Yeah,
though that was like a goal of mine. And I did have to let that go. I still don't always have my kitchen clean at the end of the night
I think that's an
because
interesting thing, like letting it go, letting the
I
should
can't.
go or the expectation. And I guess that's what I
Mhm.
must have done on some level where I was just, I mean, I have a lot of energy as a person and I'm very capable. And I was so tired after bedtime. I mean, I just
Mhm.
wanted to watch TV and go to
Yes.
bed. And like, I didn't do anything. I pretend when I teach parents about consequences, I have them pretend that they do a lot after the kids go to bed. So the kids, if they delay bedtime, the
I like that.
consequences, they have to do a lot of chores for the parent because the parent is very productive at night. I was not productive at night.
It's so hard to be. I don't know. I really don't know where people get that energy
Well, the
if they're able
parenting
to
is
do it.
exhausting and it's overwhelming, and we put these unrealistic expectations on us. I think about it a lot how for most of our species, we were raising children in a community. There would be about 100 people in a circle of homes,
Hmm.
and the cooking would be shared, the childcare would be shared. They're very gendered roles at that time, but the young girls, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls, they would spend most of the afternoons with the little ones.
Mm.
And the grandparents would be spending the time in the mornings. The 5 a.m. Sawyers, that
Oh.
is the old people are waking up at 5 a.m. And we were designed, all of our sleeping habits and all the things that shift as we age. And when we're teenagers, we stay up really late. Well, that's biologically, teenagers were meant to keep watch
Oh.
at night and sleep all morning long and then wake up and then do some work in the either hunting or skinning animals or something, some heavy labor work in the
Hmm.
later in the day. We are designed to be raising kids in small communities and
Right.
caregiving and share giving, and we're not. And I think it's a broken system having a bunch of people in
Yeah.
a kitchen trying to clean up when they have babies around.
Yeah. Absolutely. How do you think you were able to like let go of the shoulds? Like,
Mm.
what happened to you? Did you just stop? I don't know. Like, did you just realize it was just futile to do this to yourself or like not nice? Or
Mhm.
I don't know what, because
Well,
there's so many people who push through that, right?
I
They just make
know.
themselves do it.
I mean, you have the same. You gave it up too, so I want to hear from you. Um, when I'm real tired at night. Like my mom would tell this story about me as a little kid. She would have like these Bible studies at our house, and all the little kids would come over. And it sounds like I had like an idyllic childhood, not at all. But she did this thing where she would have Bible study at our house, and kids would come over. And I would literally like 7:45 just tell everybody to get out of my bedroom, and not in a controlling like Darlene way, but just I would say I'm going to bed, and she said I would just everyone would get out, I would turn off the light, I would get into bed, and I would go night night.
Wow. I love
I
that.
do shut down. So I think that I couldn't push through, and I'm better in the morning, and I would just say, you know what, it doesn't matter tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
let go. I mean, I would. So 5 o'clock, wake up with Sawyer. He was pretty easy. He would play, and I would kind of putter in the kitchen. As the kids got a little older, it was easier. It was only for a few years that I did that. Later when the boys started to do chores, the pattern was that I would clean up the kitchen after dinner. That's when I needed them to bring the lunch boxes to the counter by then so that I could clean all their inside, all their like
Mm-hmm.
containers. And then I would run the dishwasher at night. And when in the morning I still wouldn't empty it because it was their job to empty it. So I also had to get comfortable with having my breakfast and lunch dishes in the sink all day. And that's really hard for some people. I didn't load the dishwasher as I went. I also decided it was ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
So the boys came home and they would empty the dishwasher while I was preparing their snack, and then I would load it up through the evening
Got it.
and load it only once.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have a clean kitchen when I cooked. And I would just, yeah. So I think I just found systems that worked for me. I felt there's a lot of embarrassment. My husband's really particular. He really is a bit of a neat Nick. And he wasn't home for dinner. So he wasn't part of the process. That could be a nice distribution of labor if both people are home. Like, I'll
Right.
stay doing the dishes. You go up and get pajamas going. Like, that's a
Mm-hmm.
way better trade off.
I know. It's
Listen to
like
my
peaceful if you
podcast.
can do that.
Yeah, listen to podcast and like hang out in
Hmm.
the kitchen and putter and while like someone else is dove under.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, so it sounds like you had like a system and you were able to just compromise with yourself and make it
Mm-hmm.
work. This
Mm-hmm.
works for me to do it
Yeah.
a
How
different
about
way.
you?
I literally couldn't. I was maxed
Yeah.
out. Like I wanted to, and I think I shamed myself and thought I should, and I would feel embarrassed when people would come over. I'd be, even people who wouldn't say anything to me, but my parents or, Gus's parents, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I haven't got to it yet,"
Mhm.
the next morning
Gosh.
or whatever. I'm like, ugh. And now looking back, I'm like, who cares? Nobody cares. I don't care. I don't even care if you care. Like I was obviously doing my best, but it literally, I couldn't work any harder. I was
Yes.
completely maxed out, overly maxed out, just taking care of their needs. And the level of exhaustion is like at after they're finally done Jack in the Boxing, which I never figured that out. They still do that, but um it is like being drowning in the ocean. That's the level like where you're like, I am so tired, like bone
Mm-hmm.
deep tired. You've been fighting
Mm-hmm.
for your life at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day. So the
Mm-hmm.
last thing you could do is lift a finger to do the dishes.
Yeah.
For me,
It's like that shame thing. I think about sometimes, people who are really confident, who truly don't care what if you care,
hmm
that you get their vibe and you're like, okay, this is how it is in this house and it's fine. I mean, if you're uncomfortable, go be uncomfortable. Don't come over. I don't know, clean. Go feel free
yeah.
to do the dishes. But that like really deep freedom and self-confidence is so beautiful that I wish we could give it like an injection to women.
I do
To
too.
just, I feel like it was hard fought and I like had to work so hard to get it, but it's my God-given right to love myself. I'm entitled to fully embrace who I am and my struggle and be kind to myself. Like
Hmm.
that's actually the natural state of me
Yeah.
and you and all of us, like what we deserve, our birthright, but yet we're so mean about it all.
I think one thing that actually ended up helping me is I would notice being around my friends and they would apologize for things. And I knew my house was wrecked, you know? And I'd go to their house and I didn't care. Like I was just happy to be around a friend. I didn't care what state their life was in. And they would like make excuses and apologize. And I was like, this is weird. Like, why are they apologizing? Because there's like three cups in the sink when I'm like, there's cups everywhere in my house, like they might be days old. Like, I was just like, I don't want to be that way where I'm making an excuse because I genuinely loved them for who they were and I didn't care. And I
Hmm.
just decided, you don't have to make excuses, You don't like, I
Mm.
think it was just like highlighted to me the difference.
Yeah, like when you experience your love for somebody else, it's like the best friend concept, right? Like, how would I treat my best friend if I went to her house and she's like, oh my God, I have 5 kids and I'm so overwhelmed and I can't get to it. You'd be like, fuck it, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
love you,
good for
baby.
you for not
Yeah,
getting to it. Like, I hope you
right.
didn't. I hope you took a nap or I hope you
Yeah, I
watched
hope you
Love
like
is Blind.
binge watch White Lotus because that's what we're gonna do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think that like what's the opposite of shame?
What is
Love,
it?
self-love. I think I'm gonna think about it for
I
like
think
the whole
Brene
day.
says it's belonging.
But it must be self-belonging, right? Like I belong within myself. I'm a good as I mean, it's like that's we've talked about this a bunch now, but like self-love, just like I'm okay exactly as I am in all the ways I show up, all the ways that I don't show up. I'm
Right.
enough.
Yeah. It's easy to say and it's a whole nother thing to embody that. Like,
Yeah, but it starts with like I think looking at the dishes and making a decision about how you want to think. What do you want to make it mean?
right.
And yeah, just what do I want to make this mean? I mean,
Mhm.
I put my kids to bed. I showed up. I was in another location for the last hour and a half.
Right?
Um, and that was really good work. I often use Shrek says, that'll do, donkey, that'll
Hmm.
do. And
Hmm.
there's Shrek in me and donkey in me. And I need to be told that'll do. That phrase, like, that'll do, darling. Like, that'll do.
I love that.
Hmm.
That's really sweet and kind.
Yeah, I think that's what we're working on. And I wanted to talk about this with you because there's been so much bad weather in your world, so much snow days. And I live in Southern California. We had fires. That was intense.
Yeah.
And schools were closed and some people lost their schools. And so their kids have been pivoting. But having kids at home for days and days and days and dysregulated and no schedule. And I don't know. I was just thinking, like, how much grace are you giving to yourself these days?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm a lot better than I used to be. And then I do think it helps when your kids are a little bit older too. Now the youngest is 8 and the oldest is 13. So I found that they would get more dysregulated when they were littler. It was
For
just
sure.
the lack of schedule that really would throw them over the edge. But I mean, it still happens. The other day we were like, let's have a movie night 'cause tomorrow is a snow day. And within like an hour and a half, like a bunch of them were crying over, I don't even know, like the silliest things. They were just losing their minds. We were like, okay, it's a regular bedtime and we're not going to do a movie night and that's okay. And then that, sent them over the edge even more. But I think wintertime, kids being sick,
Mm.
they can't play outside like they're used to, and their schedules are off, and then our schedules are off is just kind of a recipe for a lot, like you said, a lot of dysregulation. So
Mhm.
you just have to be really nice to yourself. Like you said,
And just
like,
keep
this is
lowering the
good.
standards. Lowering the standards. I just think about that all the
Yeah.
time. Like, what's the bare minimums here? yeah, how can I keep people alive? How can I shift? How can I get through this next moment,
Hmm.
the next 5 minutes? It's sometimes it's like minute to
Yeah.
minute. I would often like that phrase from Game of Thrones, like winter is coming. I would think of like bedtime is coming. Okay, like for myself. Like I would just think, okay, this isn't forever. Like bedtime is coming.
Hmm.
I would calm myself with bedtime is coming like all night long.
Me
All afternoon.
too.
Like all
That's so
afternoon.
funny. The countdown. Sometimes the countdown starts at like 10:45 in the morning. You're like, okay, you'd be like 9 more hours or whatever. You can do it. They're going to bed like 30 minutes earlier tonight. Maybe I
Yeah,
can trick
like
them.
we're definitely starting way earlier. Like I remember when the boys were little, I taught Lincoln that as soon as the moon came out, it's time for bed. So sometimes the moon comes out like really early, like oddly enough, like at 4. And he'd be like, the moon is out. He's really little. I'm like, oh my God, it's bedtime.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
games we play
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
just make it. Yeah.
So that's our message, right? It's just
Yeah.
lower your standards, be really gentle to yourself, and that'll do.
Yeah. And you're doing great
You're doing
right
great.
now. You're just so winning at it.
You're
Oh,
winning.
yeah.
Humans are alive.
I know. That's amazing.
It's true.
So good.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me.
Yeah. Love you.
Okay. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Mama, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, I want to encourage you to do 2 things. The first is go to my website, calmmamacoaching.com, and get a copy of the Stop Yelling cheat sheet. You'll get a step-by-step breakdown of the most important tool I teach, which is the pause break. And you'll also get 40 ideas to reset your body and balance your nervous system so you don't have to yell at your kids. You can get a copy of that again at my website, calmmamacoaching.com/stop yelling. The other thing I'd love for you to do is go to Apple Podcasts and rate and review this podcast so that other moms can discover empowering and helpful, practical parenting strategies just like you did today. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. It means a lot to be in your ear every week and to support you on your parenting journey.